Go.
Never have I ever been kicked out of a bar.
I have different reasoning than most people, though, but I have been kicked out of a bar.
I've been kicked out of a bar, too. This is Up and Country on 93.7 The Bull. It's powered by V Livecast. I'm your host, Sue Bonzell. Let's get this show started. He is going out on tour with Dylan Scott, and he has a new song. I am so excited. Dylan Marlowe is here. Dylan, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. Just living life, you know, trying to get by.
Yeah. What? Okay. First of all, I love your accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia. See,
Ma'am.
Southern guy. Gotta love that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm super excited for you going out on tour with Dylan Scott. I mean, I love Dylan Scott. I love that it's kind of like the Dylan show.
Oh,
So tell me about how that happened.
Well, I mean, first of all, he's like the coolest. I mean, one of the coolest. He's been the coolest of anybody with any kind of status in this town to me. He's been. I think. So my boss, Dallas Davidson, the guy I write for, he's buddies with Bryan. He writes a bunch of his songs. And so they went to farm tour, and I kind of tagged along, and that's where I met Dylan, and we kind of connected there, and kind of a couple weeks later, we got a call, and they said he wanted us to go on tour, that he was a fan of what I was doing, and it's kind of crazy. So here we are, you know. I think we're a couple weeks out. We're about to start rehearsals next week, so it's getting down to it.
That is so exciting. I'm super excited for you. Now, I read that you moved to Nashville right before the pandemic, and then you started doing co-writing via Zoom. How was all of that?
I hated it. I hated Zoom so much. This is the first time I've been on a virtual meeting probably in a year. I just decided at some point I just couldn't get creative on it. So I just decided we could write in person if they wanted to, and if not, it was cool. We could reschedule it. But yeah, I mean, it was a blessing and a curse. I didn't really have any momentum yet at the beginning of COVID, which was good because I know a lot of people that did have momentum going into it, and it was kind of hard to get it back, you know, because I guess that COVID paused everything. So I kind of got lucky with not putting music out yet and not having any really big momentum in town. Now we're kind of trying to go up. So
now you're going. Yeah, I love that. So I do have a question about your style of music. I would say is probably a little more traditional country.
For sure.
And so I get a lot of pushback on like my TikTok and on all my my posts and everything, that people go, "Oh, new country. Oh, I hate it. It sucks. It's not real country." What do you have to say about that?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard, really. There's so many different ways to look at it. I have my opinions on it, but I mean, I feel like what I want to do is just bridge a gap. You know, I feel like there's a new country and there's an old country, and I feel like there's not too many people kind of in the middle. And I mean, just through what I've seen on TikTok, some videos we've posted that have done good, and we kind of have a good. I've seen a lot of like, hey, I only like old country, but I'll listen to your music, which is kind of really cool to me. I mean, if you could touch both crowds and nobody hates you, you're doing pretty good, you know. I mean, there's always people that hate you, but I don't know. I definitely I do what I like, and I write what I like, and what I want to hear, and what I think. A lot of it is what I think people back home want to hear. Like my redneck buddies back home, what would they want to hear riding dirt roads or going to parties, you know, and like. That's the life of everybody listening to my songs. And so I kind of like to tip my cap to those people because that's going to be the people that help me have a career. So I kind of
no, I see. I appreciate that. Now, your song, All About It, that's your latest. And it's a little bit different. Tell me about, writing that song and then when you went to go record it and how it actually ended up.
Okay, so I wrote that song with Kyle Fishman and Billy Montana, which is, I don't know if you've heard of Randy Montana, but he's a big songwriter in Nashville. It's his dad. And We actually wrote it to like a really upbeat track, and nobody really liked it. And Kyle, he does the tracks. He just soloed everything with just me and a piano. And we were like, wow, this is something. And it's crazy because we probably wrote that 2 years ago or three, maybe 2.5 years ago, and I finally put it out in May, and I was kind of over it just because I've wrote so many more new songs. But it's opened a lot of doors for me. I mean, we played some shows in New York a couple weekends ago, and people were singing that song, and it's crazy from TikTok and just being on a couple playlists. Like, that song's opened a bunch of doors, and I think it's gained a bunch of fans for me. So it's been crazy seeing that song do its thing.
I think it's really cool, and I think on Spotify you've got like over 2 million downloads on Spotify alone, which is pretty incredible. And then you also brought in the Dobro, which
yes, ma'am.
I love. I think that's incredible. I love that you did that.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough of it. I think that goes to part of me wanting that traditional sound, but wanting to be a little more have a little modernness to it, is kind of having those old school instruments. That's what I grew up on, and like I just love dobros and banjos and steel guitars. Like, I probably love it. I know some people probably use it just to make their songs country, but I genuinely love those instruments. And like my producer Joe, he's awesome. He's a genius, and he's been killing it with. We're about to put an EP out probably a week before the tour starts, and he's just crushed all those songs. And yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm thankful for sure.
That is, I love. And I'm really glad that you said steel guitar, because I'm right now, like, I want to like push it out to the new country people and say, are we frozen? He went red. There he goes.
Sorry, I kind of blanked out a little bit. I got you now.
That's okay. That's all right. So I'm glad that you said steel guitar, because so I got this thing. I'm like, I really want somebody to like bring the steel guitar back, because I love a good steel guitar, and you just don't hear it really in new country anymore. So maybe on one of your songs coming up, we can hear a little steel guitar.
Yeah, for sure, 1,000%. I mean, I think "Goodbye Gets Around" is one that we put out a couple months ago, and it's got a steel guitar solo, and so I was really pumped about that, just because let it have its own little thing.
See now, right there, you're already a trendsetter, like, because nobody's really doing that. So it's like, okay, Dylan Marlowe said, you know what, steel guitar's cool, and now everybody's just going to jump on the bandwagon, and you're going to be like, I did that.
Hey, any way I can help bring it back, I will.
I love it. So, all right, you want to play a little game with me? Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna play the old traditional "Never Have I Ever." So, are you familiar with how this works?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the "Never Have I Ever," and if everybody wants to play at home, you can play at home if you want to. So I'm gonna do the "Never Have I Ever" statement, and if you've actually done it, you got a drink.
All right.
It's not really a drinking game today because it's kind of early. So Dylan's got some water.
I got
my tea.
Trying to get my voice back.
Yeah, I know, right? It's cold out there.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do this. I've got about 10 of them.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Never have I ever been kicked out of a bar. Mm-hmm.
I have different reasoning than most people, though, but I have been kicked out of a bar.
I've been kicked out of a bar too. With a group of people, we all got kicked out. That's all good.
Let's go together.
That's right. Okay, we're the rebels. Okay, never have I ever gotten a tattoo I regret.
No.
Any tattoos?
I do have one, but I love it. So.
You love it. What is your tattoo?
It's on my bicep right here. It's just it's a heartbeat, and it has a music note in the middle of it. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
I would love that tattoo also. I actually don't have any tattoos, so I can't have any regrets. So no regrets. No regrets for me. Okay, never have I ever been bungee jumping.
Never done that.
No, me either. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'm 100% too old for that these days. Let's see. Never have I ever been in handcuffs for any reason.
I've never been in handcuffs.
I've never been arrested, though. He's like, oh, wait, that's right.
Yeah.
That might be a story for a different show. Possibly.
Yeah, we'll hop on that later.
We'll hop on that later. I'm with you. Okay. All right, never have I ever spent more than $50 on underwear. Underwear? Well.
Yeah, I've done that.
All right. We got fancy pants up here.
Just a couple. Just a couple.
Okay. See, this is very revealing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never have I ever pranked someone.
All the time.
Are you any good at it?
Oh, I'm great at it. We have my roommate's my TM, and he hates scary movies, and I got him to watch one, and I went down to the breaker and flipped it on and off. It was turning his power off in his bedroom. He was freaking out. It was great.
Oh my God. That's perfect. He'll have nightmares. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever dropped my phone in the toilet.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I did it. It still worked after that, actually.
That's good. That's good.
Oddly enough, but it was kind of gross. I had to like disinfect. I'm like,
Yeah.
gross. All right. Never have I ever called in sick but wasn't.
Oh, yeah. All the time.
I think there's a lot of people doing that right now.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I used to work for my dad before I moved to Nashville, and there was some times I was sick but wasn't sick. For
And
sure.
what were you doing for him?
Turkey hunting. Oh, I mean, I was working for him. I was sick, and I went turkey hunting a couple of times. When I thought it was a good idea, and then I killed something and posted it on Instagram, and he was like,
Yep.
"Oh, so you were sick?" So
Yep.
yeah, there's that. But
Yeah, social media gets you in trouble.
I know.
Be careful.
Yeah.
I know people who have done that and gotten fired. I actually
wow.
know people who've done that. Like, well, that's not good. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
All right. Never have I ever done something totally stupid and broken a bone.
Oof.
He's such a boy.
Done that.
Okay, so what happened? I got to hear the story.
I had a dirt bike, and I tried to go over this ramp that we made in our yard out of dirt really fast because it just wasn't high enough. And so I just went over real fast and wrecked and broke my arm.
Oh, man. How happy was your mom about that?
Oh, I think that was my second broken bone, so I think she was like standard procedure.
Oh,
The
there you
first
go.
one,
She
I
was
think
ready.
I broke on a swing set when I was little, and she was freaking out. But like by the second one, I think she's like, all right, let's standard procedure, pretty much.
And how old were you?
The first time I was like 8. The second time I was probably 13.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, teenager, he can handle it. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
Got
Yeah.
this. All right. And the last question. Never have I ever been in a bar before I was 21.
Yeah.
All right. Very revealing. I won't totally rat you out, but
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
my dad used to go to a local bar a lot, and he used to take us. He'd take us. Uh-oh, we lost him again. There he is.
Oh, yep, sorry.
That's right. So my dad used to go to the local bar a lot, like for lunch or whatever, and for cocktails. And so he'd bring me with him, and I get to play pinball in the corner. So I was like, yeah, I like going to the
nice.
bar. So
Yeah.
that's what happened. And now I go to bars. So
Heck yeah. I think my first time was when in Statesboro, where I'm from, the music scene was real big. And John Langston was playing one night. And my buddy you had to be 17 to get in. And my buddy had just turned 17 and gave me his paper copy of his ID. And he walked in like 5 people ahead with his hard copy. And we snuck in and watched John Langston, which is funny because we played a bunch of shows with him this past year. So it's kind of full circle for me.
and it worked.
Yeah.
Like that worked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We did that back in the day. I'm a little bit older than you, just a little bit. But back in the day when we actually had like paper IDs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we had, I think that we had 3, there was 3 gals. One of us went in with it and then like came back out, handed it back. And we went in and I think by the 3rd one, the guy was like, just get in. Just
Yeah,
go.
they don't care.
Like,
Yeah.
back in the good old days when they let you get away with stuff like that.
Yeah, the good old days.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dylan. I'm so excited for you in all of your success that you've had so far, and you're on, just on that track to just make something big. And you're going to be, like I said before, touring with Dylan Scott. So
Yeah.
that is super exciting. You guys go get your tickets and make sure you download Dylan Marlowe's new song. So thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks for tuning in to Up in Country, where we have new episodes every Tuesday. And be sure to visit upandcountry.com for all of the episodes and information about our VIP club, where you're going to get exclusive backstage access. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, make sure to follow me, Sue Bonzel. I'll see you next week.